a shave with the Parker R71 safety razor coming up next. Okay, there it is. Boom, lather. Wow, let's get right to it. Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeTune.com. I'm back in our video. Hey, we're having a shave with a brand new safety razor that just came into the shave den, the Parker R71. Boy, it's a beautiful three-piece razor with a brass handle. They describe it as a black electroplated handle, a black electroplated brass handle. That's how they describe it. And I'm going to show it to you in just a little bit here. Right now, I am painting on some fresh cut fade shaving cream lather, 345 Soap Company. Boy, this is a wonderful barbershop scent. A big thank you to viewer Greg Pasanti for very kindly and generously sending this one along to the channel. This is a great barbershop scent, and boy, look at that lather it makes. I mean, I'm telling you, that lathers up a tree. Check that check that out. Yeah, marvelous. Just trying to move things along here. We did our pre-shave wash and lather with the Cube 2.0, so man, we got some great protection going on there. Here is the razor. We can set that aside there. Let me rinse my hands off. Here is the razor right here. It comes with 5 Parker razor blades. Here it is, the R71, a three-piece razor. Boy, this is beautifully chromed. Now, check out the handle. They say black electroplated brass handle. That doesn't look like too deep of a black. Now, I'm comparing this to the Cappuccino razor that was sold by Global Shave Clubs International and Sheldon Quinn. Kind of similar look. This one's a little longer, but that black is definitely a deeper black. As is the 96R from the folks at Parker. This is a, yeah, here it is right here. I was trying to twist on the bottom here, the whole handle twists. Right there, that's a deeper black handle. Take a look. You can see the difference right there. Yeah, so maybe the electroplating doesn't make it as deep of a black, or maybe they accidentally sent me gunmetal, but no, this was the only one on the page. This is the black electroplated brass handle version of the razor. So I don't see any other colors or color handles available, just this one. We're going to use a Dorco Prime razor blade right here. I bought a bunch of these to stock up on them again. So instead of using the Parker, I'm going to use the Dorco Prime because we had a shave with the Cappuccino using a Dorco Prime razor blade, and boy, we did a great shave. One little phantom nick, though, I will say that. So it's yeah, it's a good razor, very efficient. I would say it's mild, kind of approaching medium aggression. That's my guess. Hang on 1 minute. I want to get that little bit of soap out of my eye. Okay, there we go. Let me set this aside here. Kind of get a lay of the land. Okay, so here is the three-piece razor. I am using an O-ring. Now, it did not come with an O-ring. I supplied the O-ring myself. Beautifully chromed base plate and cap. It is a hole and post configuration. Here's our Dorco Prime blade. Boy, these are great. Really nice and thin, sharp and smooth. Like these a lot. Okay, the base plate goes on there like that. Here is our O-ring. Everything lines up very nicely. And here is the handle. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just, yeah, now you can just barely feel the end tabs of the razor blade and the razor head. So for all practical purposes, the end tabs of the razor blade are enclosed in the razor head. Balance and alignment look to be very good. Check that out. Really nice feel to this. I think it's about 2.96 ounces. I'll double check that and I'll put that on the screen. Here it is next to the Cappuccino. Similar kind of configuration, but you can see that the Cappuccino is longer. So the R71 has a 4-inch handle, so this is a little bit longer here, the Cappuccino. Just so you know. So this also has a little more weight. I think this is like 3.3 ounces, 3.2 ounces, something like that. I can't quite remember. Again, I'll get those numbers on the screen for you. We're going to heat this up under some hot water and get right to this shave. and let you know how this razor performs. These Dorco blades are wonderful. I haven't used them in a long time. I'm so glad I bought another 100 of them to have in the shave den. Nice texturing on this handle, that's for sure. Affording a nice grip right now. All right, here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Boy, that is really nice and smooth. Now, I've got 1 day's worth of beard growth. This is really very, very smooth. It is on the mild side. And I think the Cappuccino is maybe a click more aggressive than this. Well, boy, they're both in the same ballpark, but this is definitely the milder of the two. Great scent from this fresh cut fade. Here, let me show you the lid right here. Fresh cut fade right there from 345 Soap Company. Again, a big thank you to Greg Passanti. Boy, that's nice. Now, I came away with a phantom nick yesterday when I was doing the shave with the Cappuccino, right about here. So let's see if this kind of leaves it alone. That's nice. It got probably about, I would say, a good 85 to 90% of the upper lip. That was really, really terrific. And by phantom nick, if you're new to the channel, this is a nick that I see after my shave is done. It's already coagulated. It's going to slough off. I didn't feel it during the shave. I didn't see anything during the shave. It just, there it is after the shave. So, all right, first pass done. Let's rinse. Yeah, I am in solid, socially acceptable shave territory, no doubt about it. This was a nice first pass. It is milder than the Cappuccino. Cappuccino has a little more aggression. This one is really nice and smooth and mild, and it has some nice efficiency to it. I'm guessing that this is probably a 2-pass razor to 3-pass razor, depending on the amount of beard growth that I have, somewhere in there. That's what I'm thinking. As I recall, the 96R, that twist open butterfly razor that I showed you, this one right here, boy, this was really mild. So this one is not as mild as that. If I recall correctly, I haven't used a 96R in a long time, really. Okay. Now, this razor is less than $30 on Amazon. I had some extra points, so I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it out because I happened to talk about the Cappuccino, and I thought, gee whiz, that looks a lot like the R71. So let's get the two. Let's get the R71 and compare the two. So you can see that the R71 a little shorter, a little lighter, and it feels a little milder. That's for sure. All right, we're going to go with pass number 2. We're going to go east to west across the grain. Okay, look right there. Little guy right there. Okay? Just a little guy right there. Yeah, so you know what? Let me reassess. It has some nice efficiency. It is mild, but I think now that I see this here and I'm doing my second pass, it's going to be a 2-pass razor for me. And, you know, I've often said in the past that the Parker razors have a little more growl than, say, an Edwin Jagger. Yeah, I think it's what falls in that category. Initially, I'm thinking mild. Okay, second pass is kind of telling the story right here. Don't know why that happened, but like I say, another phantom nick. Did not feel it at all. Boy, some really nice efficiency. Okay, second pass done. Let's rinse. Boy, this shave is done, and it's going to be a BBS finish. Now, this little phantom nick here, already closing up, even from warm water, so I think it's going to close right up in my final rinse routine, which is what we're going to do right now. So let me do my final rinse routine, a warm water rinse, a cold water rinse, and I'll see you on the other side for the alum block, so hang in there with me. That's a marvelous shave. That really is. Boy, that's a BBS finish. Clean, fresh towel waiting for me right here. Well, kind of changed my opinion during this shave. I thought it was going to be mild along the lines of an Edwin Jagger or a Mueller R89, that sort of thing. No, I think it has a little more growl than those, but not quite as much as this Cappuccino from Global Shave Clubs International. But nonetheless, a very smooth shaver, but it has a little higher efficiency than an Edwin Jagger or a Mueller R89. So you might want to adjust your technique and lighten up on the touch a little bit. If you have a little more demanding beard, you're going to love this razor. All right, let's get the alum block under some cold water and see what kind of feedback we get. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting some zings, no doubt about it. Yep. Yeah, I'm getting some zings. That tells me that this razor is has a little more growl than I anticipated. Now, I recall looking down here on my shaving stand, I have used before the Parker Travel Razor, which is probably in the same ballpark. That razor head probably in the same ballpark. Still a good shaver, that's no doubt about it. And the 56R right here. And you know, when I use the 56R, when I reviewed the 56R, I have to go back and look at the video. But again, it impresses me as having a little more growl than an Edwin Jagger or a Mueller R89 razor. Still a really terrific shave. A really nice BBS finish for me after 2 passes. So I would put the R71 right there in the same category as the R56. And you can see about the same size, and I believe that is the same razor head, which makes sense. And I believe it's the same razor head on the travel razor as well. I like that travel razor a lot. Again, a nice, efficient razor. I'm going to have to revisit that one and compare it with this. Maybe there's a slight variation on that razor head. Not entirely sure. If you want something that's milder than the R56 or the R71, the R78. Completely different kind of razor head. Completely different configuration razor head and a different kind of handle. This very mild. This is no doubt about it. This is milder than the R71, but they're all very good with some nice efficiency. Let's get a little bit of this aftershave splash. Oh, before we do that, let me show you the lather here. Check out the lather. I might have splashed some in here. This 345 Soap Company. This stuff is great. I did a brush load. I used my Yaki Nebula shaving brush. Check that out. And I used the Yaki shaving bowl. Look at that. Man, that's fantastic. Really terrific. Boy, great lather. Really terrific. And the barbershop scent is terrific. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and get some of this aftershave. This guy closed up right here from the alum block. You can see it there. So I don't know, maybe it was a little blemish too, for all I know. Could have been something like that I caught. I'm not entirely sure. It could have been operator error. Okay, here we go. The point is, I don't think an R89 would have done that. R89 is very, very mild. You'd be hard pressed to nick yourself with an R89. This has a little more growl than an R89. All right, here we go. Jimmy V method. We're gonna let the air out a little bit. Let that alcohol evaporate a little bit and slap on nothing but the good stuff. All right, here we go. Marvelous, marvelous sound. Great, great shade. Yeah, this is a good razor. If your beard is a little more demanding than mine, I think you're going to like it a lot. It's going to give you a very, very good razor, very, very good shave with this razor. If your beard is kind of in my ballpark, you're going to find that 2 passes and you'll be done. I would adjust your technique a little bit, especially if you've been using a milder razor like an Edwin Jagger or a Mula R89. This definitely has a little higher efficiency. Nonetheless, a really, really smooth shave. No nicks, no cuts, no irritation. A BBS finish. Wow. And this guy right here closing up, and that'll be long gone in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the shave. So a really, really terrific shave. Smooth, efficient, not quite on the mild side as I had anticipated, but a really nice, close shave. You know what? I have to work with this a little more. I've gotten away from using the Parker razors with this style razor head. So again, I'm going to have to change my technique up a little bit. And I think that will enhance the shave, and it will definitely give me the desired shave that I'm looking for. A little bit more on the milder side. Maybe I have to ride the cap a little more. Again, adjust my technique, lighten up on the touch. I think it's going to give me a delightful shave. A great daily shaver. It's in that category, but the efficiency is very, very high. It's not at all aggressive or harsh. It is very efficient. So that's it. The Parker R71 safety razor, 3-piece safety razor with a beautiful black electroplated brass handle. It's available on Amazon. We'll have links below. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in this snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.